Hi, welcome to video number 65, Parents Guide to Kids Boxing number 2 of 11, Control and Discipline. In this series that we'll be doing, we've already done the boxer stance for kids. That was my video number 64. You should check it out. Now we're going to do number 2, Control and Discipline. The other things that will be included in the series will be the 6 basic punches, footwork, offense versus defense, 3 basic defenses, intro featured skills, parry, catch, and dodge, boxing psyops for kids, action, reaction, need for speed, and on the ropes. All these kind of join together and they correlate to each other, so it's best to watch the whole series. But only 2, this is the second video of 11 that have come out. I'm still producing the other ones. Chapter 1, Background Considerations. I am Oscar. I've been an educator for this is my 25th year now, teaching K through 12. Glad to be here. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a therapist, I'm not a sports medicine person. I want to be very clear about that. I'm a sports educator. So what we got today is why practice control and discipline. We see these stars on TV, these boxing stars on TV, like Michael Tyson. He bites off the ear of his opponent. There's something more there than whatever I can explain in this video, but that's not where we want our kids to go. Control and discipline. We see people, adult boxers, slamming and power slamming, sledgehammering their attacks. But these pro boxers, the vast majority of them, are so focused, so concentrated, and so action and reaction together. Their minds are working a mile a minute. Some people joke that boxers are stupid or they've been punched too much. You have to be smart. Your actions have to be super quick, and your intellect has to be there to be able to respond accordingly to each and every defense and offense. You're calculating a million different things at one time. So, in control and discipline, who are boxers? Boxers can be any walk of life. Child, adult, senior, people with problems, people with mental problems, people that have physical problems, wheelchair boxers. We have boxers from all over different walks of life. Gentle people that when they get into the ring they become ferocious monsters on the ring. And we have ferocious monsters that step into the ring that have no control and discipline and end up losing because they don't have any control and discipline. They can't control their thoughts and their actions, and they can't coordinate their mind to react appropriately in a boxing situation. So who boxes? Anybody. Effects of control and discipline training. In regards to emotional and impulse instability, it depends on the kid. The person also depends on the trainer, the coach, or the parent, on how much emotional and impulse control really goes to. It's a teamwork effort. Emotional control is easier said than done. It takes months and months and months to have any effect. It can't be done overnight. If it is done overnight, it will disappear just as quickly. Impulse control. If the school has told you, a social worker or a psychiatrist told you your child has impulse control issues, this is not going to change it overnight. It will, I believe it will steadily help to increase control over emotions and impulse. And your doctor may disagree. In the end, the parent has to make the choice of what they're going to do. You know your child best, so I leave that to the parents. But do take a long, hard look at it and be patient. There will not be miraculous results overnight. It takes time for this to really make a profound effect on the kids. And also, too, in the last part of this, adult modeling of control and discipline. If you're telling your kid, be controlled and disciplined, then you go in and you yell at your other kids or you scream at your wife because she put too much salt in the soup. You got to practice what you preach. Now, most parents aren't. I think the vast majority of parents are good people. Good parents, good parenting skills that comes naturally. It's instinct to protect your child, to do the best by your child. And some people really have to struggle and work hard at being a good parent. But role modeling is essential. If I had a student one time says, I'm going to do cocaine when I grow up. I said, why? Because my dad, he sells it at home and he does it with the people he sells it to. Oh, there you go. What more can be said about that? You really got to model what you want from your children. And again, easier said than done. Chapter 2, Do's and Don'ts of Teaching Kids Control and Discipline by Boxing. In sparring, avoid sparring to become sledgehammered hurried hits. When they get good posture, good form, good punch form, and they can get their hits quicker and quicker, then it's time to do the sledgehammer hits. But in the beginning, sledgehammer hits are just sloppy. Boom, 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 boom. The kid doesn't have control, he doesn't have posture, he doesn't have form, he doesn't have muscle memory. He's got to build these things and earn these things before you just go into the ring and just hammer hit someone. A kid also has to learn, he or she also has to learn that hits can be soft and defensive as needed. And we're going to go over this in this video. In regards to practice, coaches or parents should not ignore poor forms such as stance and punch and footwork. Have them practice the music they like. Practicing the music they like really enhances the environment, enhances the enthusiasm of the athlete, and it's music they like. Now, you as a parent, believe me, I know. You may not like some of that music that they like. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. I know the kids, when you have a wide gap between the parent's age and the child's age, say, oh my God, what is he listening to? And our parents probably used to say that about us as well. So I like them to practice the music they like, so they'll become engaged and enjoy boxing. Safety. Like the old argument, video games make a kid more violent and exit reality. Was any of that true? I think most science has found over the last 10, 15 years, a lot of that was hyperbole. A kid's violent because a kid's violent. A kid's violent because of things happening to him in his environment or outside the video game. I don't think you can take a sweet, soft kid, put him on a video game for 5 hours, all of a sudden he becomes the most violent ogre in the world. I don't think it works like that. I think research bears that out if you go over various research. So people do, I've heard people, non-boxers, say, that applies to boxing too. Boxing's barbaric, it makes kids violent. I'm not so sure about that. I mean, you can argue and you can think about it as a parent. If my child has violent tendencies, do I want them to be better punchers? Will this make them more aggressive? We as parents and guardians and coaches always have to re-ask ourselves all the time this when things come up, when we watch other students or other kids sparring. Did I do right by this kid? Did I do a good thing here? Should we continue like this? Should I take the kid back a step or two and make sure that they're getting control and discipline? If they have control and discipline, they will not be bullies. They will not be aggressive. They will not be, should I say, overly aggressive, because you do want aggressive boxing once you know what you're doing. But we constantly have to monitor our own self and our kids that we're teaching. Possible benefits of the C&D session. Attention to detail, stance and power of the punch, action and reaction engagements, like which jab to use, and gross motor coordination use. Gross motor means large muscles, like your triceps, your quadriceps, your arms, your legs, your neck. Those are gross motor. Fine motor is like in your fingers and the fine little muscles of our face. That's fine motor control. This will help somewhat with gross motor control. So we're going to go now to chapter 3. I know this chapter's are reversed. Today's skill is boxing control and discipline. And I'm going to put this up on the screen. We'll go over to our punching bag and demonstrate how do we put control and discipline into our boxing. Allow me a second to please change cameras. Okay, we know about stance. I don't think I put the video in for that because we all done stance. I did stance in video number 64 for kids. If you're right-handed, you put your right leg back. If you're left-handed, you put your left leg back. So the rear leg and the lead leg. Rear leg and back, lead leg in front. Now today we're going to be doing the jab. The jab is with your lead hand. That means your weaker hand. You're right-handed, you're going to do the jab with the left. Your left hand, you're going to do the jab with the right. I am not southpaw, which is boxing language for left. So I will be boxing the jab, demonstrating the jab in my left hand. I'm going to put on some gloves because I'm going to demonstrate using shadow boxing and the bag. When you hit a hard object, please use some gloves. You can get microfractures in your hands, and they hurt like heck when it gets cold. When wet weather comes around and when you get older, it might not show up for a few years. You do not want those microfractures in your hands. Hands are so very important. So I'm using my left hand today. And what we want to do is practice control and discipline. So we got our stance. And we have 3 types of jabs we're going to work with today. Hard, soft, and feint. Notice I'm not hitting target. I'm coming so close to target, not hitting it. That is hard. You rotate the hips to get the power. Soft, you're trying to get someone away from you. And feint, you pretend to hit. Come as close as you can. I'll do that shadow boxing so you see. Hard, soft, feint, or fake if that helps you remember it better. It's officially called feint, F-E-I-N-T. Now, the key point is there's a purpose for each type of jab. So when you do control and discipline, the child learns not only to control his body. So you sit there and you can call it the hits like hard, hard, feint, feint, stops, good move, soft, soft, feint, hard, feint, soft, hard, feint. It's better when someone else is calling it because my mind and my hand aren't working together while I do. So you can call the shots out there and how to get control. It's going to be difficult and frustrating at first for the boxer to respond to calls and controls. If you want to spar, that's even better. So if someone's coming at me and I need to use a feint, well, let's go with the soft jab. Somebody's getting you on the ropes. You're backing up and backing up and backing up, using your best footwork to back up. You need some distance. Light jabs. Why do we do a light jab? Why don't we just always do hard hits? Because you don't want to spend unnecessary energy and tire yourself down, make your muscles sore before the match is won. So when you do this and you do it out, you're ruining his rhythm, your opponent's rhythm, and you're making him back up because he doesn't know whether you come at him with a feint, a hard jab, or a soft jab. So why waste a hard jab? Do a soft. The hard jab can be used to knock down, especially a double jab. You knock someone down if they're already unbalanced. You got them on the ropes, bump, bump. You don't want to use a soft jab because soft jab ain't going to knock them down. Hard jab. They're on the ropes, they're kind of losing their balance, they can't see very well. And note about the double jab. Some boxing trainers say pull the arm all the way back to get back some power. Some people say don't waste time and energy, pull it halfway back on the second one. I like personally to hit and pull it halfway back and hit again because you get a lot quicker speed. I think speed is more important than power in this case with a double jab. I think you only get a little bit extra power when you pull it all the way back. But you lose speed. Your choice. When's a feint going to be used? Okay, so he's coming at you and you feint like this with him. You pretend to hit him. He goes up to defend himself. And then wham! You come in with a hack. You come in with a hook. He's not expecting that. He's expecting you to give him a hard hit with a jab. Come in and feint. And you don't even use any energy hardly to do a fake feint. Feint, punch, feint, punch, feint, punch, feint, punch, punch. He's not expecting that. So that's the use of feint. This helps the mind distinguish and the body between hard, soft, and pull-back blows. The mind and the body will learn control and discipline on its own. It doesn't have to be a thinking, a cognitive process. You get the body to respond to that, they will actually learn that, hey, I don't have to go all in this argument. I can be soft, I can be fake, or I can be hard going into an argument. Hey, if I'm going to be squeezing lemons for the day, do I need a squeeze of my dick? Or do I need squeezing medium? Or do I need to fake squeezing to get mom off my butt? The mind and the body work together to create these kind of memories. Believe me, it's better for the mind and the body to have control and discipline, and it will help the child grow all around. If it does go in a bad way, try to think about what's going wrong or why it's going wrong, or both, and then see if you can get him to go back, take back training a few steps. Let's start with a little bit more control. Like for instance, son, I hate to say it, but you got a sloppy jab. Show me your slow jab, your slow, strong jab. Okay, that's a good jab. Daughter, show me your jab. Well, no, daughter, that's not real good because your arm's not straight. You only need to be straight to get that jump because it's called a straight punch, straight jab. Yeah, that's a lot better. I always like to follow with being genuine. Follow a correction and an error with a compliment. Because I think humans respond better to compliments, true compliments, than they do to always pointing out their errors. That's just how I do things. I hope this has been of help for you in guiding your child's instruction in boxing. Boxing can be a beautiful thing and bring beautiful memories and beautiful bonding to mothers, daughters, sons, and fathers. I know one child was talking to me yesterday, and he is just beaming. His mom and dad are divorced, and he just beams about when he goes to visit his dad. His dad teaches him some boxing maneuvers. So I was showing him the claw-out crab, the Philly shell, and he was laughing because his dad hadn't taught him that. So I said, show me some of what your dad taught you. And he showed me, and he was so proud of himself and so loving about his bond with his father. It really made me feel good. We're doing the right thing, parents, working with our kids, whether it be in arts, sports, music. Let's just keep working with our children, loving them the best way we know how. Take care. See you in the next match.